It was the coronation day of Bernasal, the new prince of the city, and the beginning, though no one knew it yet, of his death. The pole that Alys's little crew had going was one of the oldest. Usually it took 4, a flea, a cutter, a fish, and a walkaway. It could be done without a fish, and even the walkaway wasn't necessary, though going without raised the risk of being caught. The only ones that couldn't be done without were the flea and the cutter called the go. Or usually did. Oral was the cutter that day, because he had a light hand and a sharp knife. Samish was the walkaway, because she had the kind of face that people forgot as soon as they looked away from her. They didn't have a fish. Alys was the flea. The girl Oral had pointed at was Inlisk in a brightly embroidered blouse, and she was an easy mark. Her smile was drunken, her steps unsteady. The necklace she wore was gold and pearl, and probably worth more than the girl herself. And Alys knew her. Her name was Kana. She worked for a merchant family in Riverport, and the gold she wore wasn't hers. If Oral stole it, the best the girl could hope for was being sent back to Longhill. Whipping was more likely. The blue cloaks of the city guards sewing stones in her skirt and dropping her off a bridge wasn't out of the question. It was why Oral chose her. He was the kind that hated anyone who'd done better than himself. Kana was a traitor to Longhill, pretentious and holier-than-thou, lick-spittle to the haunch of Riverport, and he was ready to punish her for her good fortune. Alys wasn't. She said no with her fingers, and Oral across the road from her frowned. He called the go again. He'd keep doing it until she agreed. Alys walked to the girl. If it ended the day's pull, it did. Kana's eyes swam when Alys took her arm, confused but not alarmed. Alys grinned and kissed her on the cheek. With her lips near the girl's ear, she whispered over the noise of the crowd. "There are thieves here. They have eyes on that necklace. I don't know what you were thinking to wear that here, but get out. Now!" She released Kana, laughed as though they were old friends, and walked away. The last she saw Kana, she had a protective fist around the pearls and alarm in her eyes. Oral scowled at her but moved on. The crowd filled the little plaza where 6 streets converged. The merchants and porters and boat hands of Riverport mixed with the weavers and leather workers and shoemakers of Newmarket. Most of the faces were haunch, but there were enough Inlisk that Alys and Oral didn't stand out. Samish never stood out anywhere. That was her gift. Voices rose in song, one melody washing over the other, until no one seemed quite sure what notes or words were supposed to come next. A red-cheeked old man, plump as a pig, had a cask of wine at the side of one street, and he was filling any mug or skin that was passed to him. Late summer heat thickened the air. Girls in gaudy dresses thrown together for the occasion, or borrowed from some other celebration, danced and spun and tried to stay out of the arms of the boys. They didn't always try very hard. Oral was tall and not bad to look at. He danced through the streets with his shirt off, his hands waving along with the rhythm of whatever song seemed loudest. His anger wasn't gone, but it was hidden. His grin was wide and innocent, and considerably more drunken than he actually was. Alys was wearing a loose blouse and a skirt with slits up the sides that looked celebratory, but also left her legs free. She passed through the crowd ahead of Oral, glancing back every few paces to see if he'd chosen another bird for them to pluck.